What's up? HonorHammer26. I'm here to give you my 9th Q&A. If you'd like to send me a Q&A question on pro wrestling, sports, whatever, go into my inbox, send me a personal message. You guys know what to do. I've said this before. But quick note before this. Some of you may have noticed I am putting a link in my description box to a video called The Challenge So Soon. You will know that this is going to be the start to a contest that I'm going to do, or a challenge, better yet. That video on all the rules and everything will be uploaded on Tuesday. If you want to see the video one last time, it will be in the description box again. Just get ready because it's going to be pretty awesome in my opinion. Alright, first question from Extreme Rules 13. Could you see Edge return to the WWE? Yeah. If so, what event would you like to see him return at? Personally, I'd like to see Edge return at TLC Tables, Ladders, and Chairs. That's too soon for Edge to be returning. I feel that Edge, a good return might be at WrestleMania. I think Royal Rumble is definitely too early. WrestleMania, maybe what Matt Hardy did at WrestleMania 24, come in maybe at the Money in the Bank ladder match because he's used ladders perfectly in the past, which is I see why you're saying TLC, but maybe attack Chris Jericho. But I think Chris Jericho will not be in that Money in the Bank ladder match. Will be in a more high-profile match. So maybe wait until maybe Backlash, or maybe you might have to wait until Extreme Rules, maybe in May. Basically, as soon as Edge can come back and be 100%, not get injured again, you should have him come back. Again, from Extreme Rules 13, what are your favorite tag teams in TNA? Mine are Beer Money and Team 3D. By far, mine is the Motor City Machine Guns. I think they are the best team in TNA. And if you have not seen their matches in New Japan with, I think it's Apollo 55, Ryusuke Taguchi, and what's that guy's name? Prince Devitt. They are amazing. They can definitely still go on. I don't know why they haven't been used like that in TNA. Maybe because TNA doesn't have that level of talent to put them in there with. I mean, they have Beer Money, I think, who is my second favorite tag team. I also like the British Invasion a little bit, but Team 3D is just okay in my opinion. I never were really big fans of theirs in TNA. WWE, they were okay. ECW, they're really good though. And just I guess you could count if like Ayako Hamada and Amazing Kong or Awesome Kong became a tag team. I would have them be my favorite tag team because that tag team would just be awesome. First from Badger Lord 31. Do you think that if Mr. Kennedy had not been injured after he won Money in the Bank that he would still be around? Absolutely. Well, I think if it wasn't for Randy Orton, he would still be around. Basically, Mr. Kennedy was one of my favorites. I mean, I do have one of the few wrestling t-shirts I own is a Mr. Kennedy t-shirt because he was just one of my favorites. But basically, if he wasn't so injury prone in general, I think he might still be around. I mean, if it wasn't for an injury, he would have been the guy who supposedly was the monster and blew up Mr. McMahon's limo. He would have been a world champion if he wasn't injured. He would have been Mr. McMahon's illegitimate son if he wasn't injured. I mean, just so many career opportunities he would have had in WWE if he wasn't injured. And now he got released because of one movie doing Randy Orton. I don't necessarily think that was fair, but I mean, an injury-prone guy who has canceled a couple of your big storylines in the past years. I mean, yeah, you really can't take that chance again. I see where they're coming from that retrospective from Kennedy, but I don't necessarily think because he got hurt after Money in the Bank necessarily was the exact reason he got fired. But that was kind of the start of going downhill for Mr. Kennedy. Again from Bachelor 31. What is your favorite and least favorite WrestleMania? WrestleMania 17. I'm just in awe of that card. Close second being WrestleMania 19. I do think the best American pay-per-view of all time is WrestleMania 17. And least favorite WrestleMania, wow, there have been some bad ones. I mean, 15 was kind of hard to sit through. 9 was hard to sit through. 2 was hard to sit through. 11 was nauseating. Is there any other really bad ones? 4 was okay. I guess I'd have to say, I mean, just 15 for what it could have been was terrible. So I'm going to say 15, just because, for that reason. I mean, you have a great wrestling city in Philly that you can have it in, and you have a main event that can absolutely deliver because the match at Backlash 99 instead of WrestleMania 15 was so much better for Rock and Austin. And just that entire card was just bland. I mean, I can't remember one match that was good. I mean, Rock and Austin was good, but that was probably the best thing on the card. I can't remember anything else that was noteworthy on that card. Honestly, I can't. I mean, Triple H and Kane was okay. I guess the Hell in a Cell was okay, but I just for what that card could have been, it was just very, very bad, especially for a WrestleMania. WrestleMania 15, and then 2 years later we had the best one. So there's that. First one with Ledzeppelinandthewho. I guess you like Led Zeppelin. I always thought that an interesting idea for a gimmick would be to have a wrestler who didn't care about titles and just liked wrestling and had a low self-esteem. It wasn't cocky like the majority of wrestlers. Your thoughts? I'd love to see that gimmick actually. It'd be kind of different, which is WWE is kind of lacking nowadays. To have kind of a new and original gimmick, which I think is that's actually a great idea for. A wrestler maybe could fit that gimmick. Maybe a wrestler doesn't have the greatest mic skills. Maybe like a Jack Swagger, if he was a face. Maybe if he wasn't, maybe that could work for him. Or maybe just like if Festus comes back, maybe that could be his new gimmick. But that's kind of the thing, that gimmick, unless you kind of just sit a guy down and that's all he does, I mean, that's kind of a hard gimmick to fill, even though it is a good idea, in my opinion. So I really can't think of another wrestler that maybe like a wrestler that maybe breaks out of a tag team and needs kind of something to make him stand out. Maybe that would be it. Alright, first from Mr. 1999, Noah, do you think that ROH will ever have a video game? I think of the things that ROH needs to do, which you need to put out a video game eventually, like 10 years from now, but live pay-per-view needs to be your focus. And along with making HDNet, maybe getting on a better television station. I mean, HDNet is fine, but until you get on like mainstream TV, because I think HDNet's only like on 13% of cable television networks. Like if you got on Versus or FX or some TV station that is on basic cable, and all wrestling fans could check out. I think that would be those are your two goals you need to have basically right now for Ring of Honor. Video game, it would be very, very cool. I imagine instead of having like a WWE video game has like pay-per-views, you can have events. It'd be one for like New York, one for Chicago, one for Boston, one for Manassas, one for Dayton, kind of like that. I guess that's kind of how it's set up, and kind of have a really good story mode that only ROH can do. First from Battle Guy 1, who is Michael Cole better suited with, Taz, Jerry Lawler, or JBL? I guess I'm going to say Taz here because he was left with him for the longest, and basically I was just most comfortable hearing those two together. JBL was just okay, and him and Lawler on Raw is just not a very good combination. Just Lawler is so much better than he is. He kind of just like shows him up at points. So I mean, honestly, if commentary isn't really bad, I don't care, because I mean, like, or it's really good, I care. Like JR has done it, like WrestleMania 25. He added to the match of Shawn and Undertaker for me, but personally. Again from Battelle Guy 1, JBL's whole career, overrated or underrated? I'm going to say it's neither. I'm going to say it's exactly what you hear about. I mean, basically APA and the long title reign. And that's pretty much it. I mean, how many remember that he had a pretty much for the length he was in Royal Rumble 2004? That he was really good. You probably don't remember that. But, because I watched it just the other day for some weird reason, because my dad's favorite match is the Royal Rumble matches. So, I was watching my favorite ones of those with him. Basically, JBL had that one good title reign from Great American Bash 04 to WrestleMania 21, and basically APA had some good matches with him and Ron Simmons. Besides that, nothing. I was never a huge fan of JBL, but I never really hated him either. I mean, he always worked better matches with smaller, better, high-flyer technical wrestlers like him and Rey Mysterio, him and Eddie Guerrero, him and Chris Benoit. I mean, him and Chris Jericho I think could have had a little more before that feud kind of just died out. So, I mean, he was good for that, but never could him. If you remember Great American Bash 05, him and Batista, that was just, God, that match was just terrible. Well, it was okay, but that match was, especially for a pay-per-view main event, that was just elite. Alright, first from Big Rat 310, do you think there's anyone on the ROH roster besides Chris Hero, Austin Aries, Tyler Black, or Dave Richards who could carry the company? As of right now, I don't see anybody. I mean, PWG has Kenny Omega as their champion. Honestly, I think ROH could sustain that. I don't think Kenny Omega, honestly, is good enough to be Ring of Honor champion yet. I mean, he is great, but he's not over with 100% of the fan base. And, well, yeah, actually, yes, he is, but I don't think he could wrestle great match after great match after great match. He'd kind of get what the Jerry Lynn treatment, which was, he started putting out some good matches, but he's not good enough to be Ring of Honor champion. Chris Hero could definitely do it. Austin Aries is the current champion. Tyler Black, a lot of people clamoring for him, and Davey Richards is Davey Richards, because he's just awesome. I mean, if Davey Richards is not ROH champion by the end of 2010, I'd be very, very, very surprised. Alright, that's my 9th Q&A. Tuesday, the video is coming. I'll see you guys later.